Hi, this is Lisa Schmid with the Stamper Studio. Welcome to What's New in the Studio, Monday night, 7 o'clock. That's now. Tonight I'm going to show you something that is new to me. It's called Quite Curvy and the Curvy Dies. And I'm going to show you 3 different levels of cards using this stamp set and dies. So let me show you first. Here's the stamp set, and it's got the ivy. It's got 3 birds facing different ways. It's got this little piece, which I guess could hang down, or I'm not sure. You're 1 in a million. Thinking of you makes my day. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Hooray for you. Made with love just for you. And I love that little hello. Isn't that a fun? I feel like I use hello kind of a lot. So it is photopolymer. Those are the stamp sets, the stamp. And then the dies, I actually went ahead and cut some out so you could see them a little bit closer. So one of them is the dots. One is this design. There's our 3 birds. And there's that little itty bitty, this little itty bitty leaf, a few leaves, stem, I don't know. And there's the ivy. And then this one is interesting because this one is ivy, but it actually punches out the leaves. And here are the leaves right here. It looks like something dripped on it, but there are the leaves. So, all right. So let me show you. First, I'm going to show you, this would be what I would call a beginner card. Okay, so we're just using the one die with the holes, this one right here. And if you can see on the die, this side has a little ridge. And this ridge is going to cut that piece. So this one was actually put on, the ridge is on this side, the bottom side. So this was actually cut like this. These two, hi Tammy, these 2 pieces were cut out of, this was one piece of paper that I cut. And so the polka dot, you just have to look for which side the ridge is on. It took me a second to kind of figure out what I was doing here. But so this is what I would call a beginner card. It's pretty, just one embellishment, some designer series paper, and the stamps. So next, I'm going to show you, this would be what I would call a casual card. So maybe this is one step up from the beginner card. So we've got the design, but then we've got a little bit of stamping and coloring, cut out the bird, cut out these little leaves, and this is from the Hippos die, the Hippos and More, Hippo and Friends. And this, even if you don't, hi Barb, even if you don't have this stamp set, these outside dies are just amazing. So this is the one I'm going to use tonight. So far, there's the beginner, there's a step up, and then this is what I would call is an avid stamper's card right here. So this card, we've got 2 different designer series paper. We've got the ivy, I've got a bird, I've got the flowers are from the wreath dies, some designer series paper. There's just kind of a lot going on. So a little bit more than these. So beginner, casual, and avid. And this is the card actually that I'm going to show you how to make tonight. So we are using Magenta Madness. And I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half, just the standard 8.5 by 8. What? I know. Sorry, Dave's giving me measurements. My brain is still thinking. 8.5 by 5.5. I got it. Thanks. And so let's go ahead and cut out this piece, and then we'll stamp on it, okay? So I'm actually going to go ahead and cut it right here with you. And I did something yesterday that is making my life a little bit easier. So I love the numbers. But the magnetic plate doesn't come with the numbers on them like this. Oops, like this. So I actually taped it on because I look at this all the time. So I taped it on. So 1, 2, 5, 3. It's kind of funny because, I mean, I would think, oh, I know how to cut it. I don't need that. But I really do look at it quite a bit. All right, let's get our piece of Whisper White. And I'm going to use this one, the one with the little kind of flower. Now, like I said, see this side right here, that's got a ridge on it. This one's easier to see than the other one, but that's got a ridge on it. So I'm just going to cut it. It doesn't really matter how big, you know, this card, I could go really big, really small. So I'm just going to lay it down and I'm going to go about there. Okay, so let's cut that puppy out. And while this is in front of me, I will also cut the little piece that has the phrase on it. But here you can see how this comes out. So I've got the one piece with the little pieces, and the other piece is a curvy piece. So it's cool because you can use this for all sorts of things, and you could cut one this way and cut one this way, and you've got great snow, right? So, and then here's what I do with these. You just brush them off onto the floor. Yep, just get rid of those. All right, and I'm also going to die cut out. I chose to use this one. I was going to use this one, but the phrase didn't quite fit. So I'm going to use this one and cut a little piece of white, whisper white again, and just roll that through. There we go. Yeah, I thought that was really brilliant to tape it on the back. You know, sometimes those small and simple little, what do they call them, hacks or tips? I don't know. Those really just kind of save me sometimes because I had the paper tucked away, and so I continued to pull out the paper, and I thought, well, hello, just tape it on the back. So that is that. Okay, so now we're back to here, and we've got our paper, and you can see this one is actually different than this one, just the way I laid the design. And we're going to go ahead and stamp in basic gray. I'm going to stamp this ivy. The ivy's quite pretty, I think. I'll just make sure I got the whole thing inked up well. Of course, I could turn it over. And I'm going to stamp the ivy. So, whoops, and I am going to use my Stampin' Pad because this is photopolymer, so that will help me stamp it a little bit better. The stamp pad, did I say something wrong? Piercing pad. And just so you know, again, I'm going off on the ivy on the top and the bottom, but just so you know, this piercing pad is not in the catalog, but it is online. Isn't that pretty? Now, instead of coloring the whole thing, I'm just going to pick a couple. I love, love, love Stampin' Blends. I know Barb does. She's bought a bunch of them. How about you, Tammy? Loving Stampin' Blends. I'm just going to skip around and not color all of them. And let's color some. Then I'll go back and add a little bit of detail, but I don't know, like every other or so. How's life treating you ladies today? All right. I do love Stampin' Blends. I find they just are so very pretty. I'm going to do that little one. Maybe this big one. They are so pretty. All right. And then I'm going to go and just add a little bit. And you could or you don't have to, but I'm just going to add, oh, maybe not that much. Not that much of a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, me too, Tammy. They are, they just make coloring actually really fun and easy because I'm not an artist, but sometimes I feel artistic when I am coloring these. Okay, so there is that piece, and I'm going to just go ahead and attach that right here with my adhesive. There we go. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. It's that same thing. I don't like that edge showing. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this little piece that we cut out, and we're going to use the words. I already pulled out these words. Made for you, made with love, just for you. All right, so let's go ahead and just stamp that in the middle. There we go. I really like using gray instead of black because I feel like sometimes it just gives it a little bit softer and not quite as stark of a color. So this is going to go here, but I need to pop it up with some dimensionals. I love to pop things up. I figure, you know, you get 300 in a pack, whatever, pop it. Pop them up, everything. We find those little dimensionals everywhere. All right, so this is just going to go kind of here. Pop that there. And then I forgot to cut out the little dies, little leaves as I was doing that. They're right here. I have everything I need. I just have to die cut those too. The little leaves and the bird are the two other things we're going to die cut out. So the leaves, I'm going to go on this side, turn my handle around. It's a little cumbersome to try to do it in a little space here, but I'm going to cut out this little guy, and I'm going to cut two of them because I want two of them. So I could, I find that when I try to put it here, see how it slides off? But I definitely can cut 2 at a time. So I just kind of tear the paper so it can lay a little flatter. And then I put it right here. And that holds it down a little bit better. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and stamp the bird real quick and die cut that out since I've got this in front of me. I'll grab my little stamp pad. Probably should have done that before, but that's okay. We'll just stamp a little bird. Stamp the bird. There he is. And we'll go ahead and, like I said, there's 3 different birds. So it's actually the opposite one that you think, because when it's sitting on the magnet, it's upside down, right? So this is right side up. Get that tail in there. There. And you know, they this year they made the dies nice and tight around the image. I really do like that. So there's not quite as much white showing. I usually am standing to cut this as well. So, but I can do it. So I tell my students, you can do it.
It's the Quite Curvy set and dies that you're using.
Yep, Quite Curvy set and dies is what this is. Dave just put the bundle in there. Okay, so we've got our little bird. Isn't he sweet? We've got our 2 greens. Anytime I can cut 2 at a time, I do, because it just saves me one little roll through. The top one will usually come out right away, and the second one I have to maybe pull just a tiny bit, but there they are. There's 2 of them. And this is Granny Apple Green. This is my all-time favorite color, even before Stampin' Up. And we just want to color our bird blue. I'm going to color him all blue. Blue. We've had a bunch of blue jays out lately. They are mean, mean, mean. Hey, this morning there was a fox across the street, and we watched it cross the street and come right over into our yard. Whoops. That was kind of funny to see. So, all right, there's my bird. Good to go. Here's this. And my little greens. So I'm going to take my 2 greens and just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of both and go ahead and stick them kind of on there like that. And my little bird. Hello, little birdie. Where did I put you? Take my little bird and stick it right up here. You saw me. I colored it. Is it under the card? Oh, it's right there. It was on the card. I just didn't see it. And of course, I'm going to put a little dimensional on him. Use a big dimensional, and 1 dimensional fits perfectly on the bird, the bigger dimensionals. And I'm going to cover up my 2 ends right there with that bird. So that's it. I mean, we could add some Winka Stella on him or Winka Stella on some of the leaves, but that's what I would call more of the casual card. That definitely took a little bit more than our beginning card, but so very fun. And like I said, on this one, particularly on this one, I think on this one, it's very obvious where the edge is, because there's no edge on this side. So I knew when I laid it down. On this one, it wasn't so obvious to me the first time, but one side you can see there's an edge, a little bit more of an edge. So yeah, there's our cards. There's this one. And which one do you like best? One, the beginner, the casual, or the avid? Get those all on there. Which one do you like best? 1, 2, or 3? I always like to ask and see what you guys think. Hey, Diane. Good to see you. And Audrey. Yay! Audrey, I miss you. So this curvy dies and stamp set, there's another stamp set that works with these dies, and that is, yes, there's another stamp set. There's a Christmas stamp set. Can you bring that up? So Dave's going to show you the Christmas stamp set. I saw one with it looked like a hillside. Tammy likes the beginner one. So the dies, or the stamp set, actually has Christmas trees, or I should say pine trees. So there's the first set, the dies and the stamp set. But then there also, oh, maybe you don't have it right there. That's okay. Oh, it's right here. So there's the second stamp set, the ones with the pine trees. And so that, obviously the curves, the little polka dot curves still work with that. And the stamps look really cute with the curves. obviously curves, curvy dies.
Look at the bundle with everything.
Oh yeah, and there is of course the bundle with everything, because we always think of everything. So the bundle has everything in it if you want all of it, including some designer series paper in Christmas pattern. So a couple of things I want to tell you is, remember, the gift of cards is on November 27th. So this Wednesday is the last day to register for that. And that would be making the box with the, oops, we're down here, the box with the 4 cards with the snowflakes. And remember, you do get 12 by 6 inch, half a pack of paper with this. So, and this is the top part. Snowflakes bundle. Yep. Splendor. And I saw Barb just actually ordered that today, I think. Oh, and Diane said she liked 3. Nice. The other thing, remember, coming up is the Advent calendar, which is fantastic. And so if you purchase the Advent calendar to make, then you can make it with me on November 28th. Super easy to make, but it doesn't look easy. Remember, that's our goal. My goal is that I want things to look like they take a lot of time, but really this is going to be quite simple. So it's $30. The class is free if you just buy the project, the Christmas countdown. So everything is stickers. We're going to make like 5 patterns. You can make it the same way as me. You can make it however you want to, but we can at least assemble them together. So these are just really fun little boxes. And I think I showed a couple of you the other day, but they're sturdy and they're pretty big. I mean, what's that? 2 inches, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 1.75 inches. Nice size, sturdy boxes. The holder's very sturdy. So that is coming up on November 28th.
Here's what it looks like completed.
Yep, there's one completed. And this you would order on your own. Dave will put the link in the chat here. But you order this, it'll come to you directly, and then just you'll let me know and we will make it together. So that's what I have for you tonight. Curvy bundle. Quite curvy bundle. So I look forward to stamping with you soon. I hope that, well, I'll see you before Thanksgiving, because this week it's only Monday. So I'll definitely see you on Saturday. But have a great week. As I was talking to people, it seems like there's a lot of stress around family and different things going on with COVID and family. So I hope and pray that you have a wonderful week. And I look forward to stamping with you again very soon.